What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about how to play Farmtown. Now, this is a pretty self-explanatory map, and if you guys would like me to cover a little bit more of the complicated ones, like maybe some sabotage maps or some extraction or some uplink maps, make sure to let me know down in the comments below which one you would like me to cover. So we're going to talk about Farmtown today, and I pulled this from one of my older live streams. It's called Early Morning Ranked, Going for Elite Status, Ghost Recon Wildlands PvP, 30-second delay. And the match that this one is actually going on, this is a really good match, really good team communication. So if you guys would like to listen to the communication that we have throughout the game, I'll leave a link down in the description below to this stream, and the timestamp for it is 54 minutes and 50 seconds is when the game starts. So we're going to go through why we choose the operators we do, why we take the routes we do, and just the thought process throughout the entire game. So first off, our operator lineup. So the first thing we have is Point Man, Disruptor, Scout, and Medic. Now, we run the Point Man because I personally feel he's a necessity when it comes to competitive play. You have no suppression, you have no flashbang, or you can't get flash with him. He has a great gun, and if the person using him is good and can actually hold the gun steady, it is absolutely deadly. You also have the Disruptor, which I'm currently running, and the Disruptor obviously has a good gun, and also he can disrupt enemies. So if they get marked by our Scout or our Medic, they actually don't know they're marked if I'm close enough to them. And also if they mark us and I get close enough to them, they can't see the marks that they got on us. So it's really handy. And we also have the Scout, who's using thermals, so we can get the marks that we need when going through the fields, and also the Medic that has thermals to act kind of as a secondary Scout and also to revive people, of course. So our strategy usually when we play this map is to go through the fields, and why we like to travel through the fields is because every team always wants to get in a gunfight in the middle of the map. But the case is that you always don't have to challenge somebody, because also a lot of things can go wrong. You can potato your shots, you can get an unlucky death, you can get naded. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong. And what they want you to do is rush towards the middle with them and get in a gunfight with them. But you're not going to do that. So what we like to do is go through the fields. Now, right now, we're standing perfectly still, because the problem is right now is that whoever's on the other team is actually in middle map, and they can see the entire field through that middle map. Now, the problem if they actually marked us with this scout drone is that we're in the middle of the field and I'm not close enough to the middle map to disrupt them, so they can see all of our marks. So if they did mark us, all they have to do is just shoot at us because we're in the open field. But we try to stay still, we try not to move, and then we wait till our drone's ready. So as you can see, the drone goes up, and then once it goes up, we're clear to keep on moving. And what the drone does is it basically clears this entire field for us. So what we're doing is we're basically flipping spawns with the enemy. So we started here, they started here, but now they went this way and we went this way. Basically what we're doing now, the scout is checking around to see where these guys are at. We're flanking towards their spawn, and we know that their drone's coming up soon, so we don't move once again just to make sure we don't get marked. Now, if they do know where we are and we get marked, and I kind of moved like an idiot right there, so they ended up finding where we were at, and they have thermals. So we ended up shooting the scout drone down because, like I said, we're in the middle of the field and I'm not close enough to the middle of the map to disrupt them. So if they marked us, they can easily shoot. So then we start changing positions and we start to make our way towards the middle map. So now you see we totally flipped spawns. Now we're in their spawn and they're in our spawn. So what we want to do is we want to try to get towards the Recon tower. Now, a lot of people make mistakes when it comes to this Recon tower and they don't keep eyes on it. A lot of people end up in the back of the map here. Some people end out in the fields where they're so far away from the Recon tower they can't get to it fast enough. Some people will even be in the backside of here or even on that green building and not pay attention to the Recon tower, and it gets taken. Now, the perks that I'm running is I'm running quick hands and Saiyan's running safety first. So if there's any mines or anything or proximity mines, Saiyan will find them with the safety first. And, you know, a lot of sneaky assassins or, you know, techs or freaking echelons like to put proximity mines and mines on the Recon tower. So if there is any there, he would obviously see them. And I run the quick hands so I can take the tower a lot quicker. You know, so if I get shot at or, you know, somebody is trying to run with athletic sprinter towards the Recon tower to get an angle, I actually give them less time to do so. Now our scout goes out, we start to mark them. Saiyan gets a position, and what he's trying to do right now is that they're on top of that green roof. So what they're going to do when I start to take this Recon tower is they're going to start to peek their heads. And when they peek their heads, when I take the Recon tower, Saiyan's actually going to start shooting them a little bit and kind of play peekaboo with them. You get what I'm saying? And we start to reveal the positions of them because obviously if you see a dude on a Recon tower, you're going to shoot at him. And it's okay to risk yourself a little bit when it comes to the Recon tower. You know, if you have to tap it to kind of figure out where a person's position is, there's no problem with that, especially if your teammates can actually ensure that they're going to get the kill. And you can see now they're starting to shoot galore. I mean, these dudes are firing off bullets left and right, and you'll see this tech is about to get mopped up in a little bit here. And, you know, I just keep on taking the tower, and he keeps telling me, you know, take it, you know, just keep playing peekaboo with them. And you can see that Saiyan gets a kill right there because the guy was trying to get an angle on a tower on me. So now basically what I'm going to do is just continue to take the tower with the quick hands. They're going to keep shooting at me, but I want them to do that because what Saiyan's going to do as they continue to shoot at me is Saiyan's just going to continue to dump bullets into them, and it's just going to get them low health, which means that they have to fall back and get restock, and if they don't, then they're going to die. And as you can see right now, once this guy gets marked, you're going to see his health. As soon as I come out of suppression, check this dude's freaking health out, man, if I can get the nice angle for it. So as soon as I take this tower here, look at this guy's health. So all I did was just bait him because he was on top of this greenhouse down here, and as soon as I baited him and he popped up to shoot me off the recon tower, Saiyan was right here shooting him and getting headshots on him. So now that he's running back for restock, I can actually take the tower and then we can proceed to do what we need to do. So now you can see exactly how they're set up. So now that we took the recon tower with the quick hands, you can see that they're trapped in a corner. So I'm going to show you exactly how we just converge on these guys. So you see that the medic is covering the back of the building. I'm covering like the middle street. Saiyan and our scout are actually here towards this side building to make sure that the scout can't get away. And if anybody peeks up here, they'll end up killing him. And I kind of fuck up a little bit here because I hit my crouch button instead of my sprint button. And freaking, I don't know what the heck happened. But I ended up killing the guy with the grenade, so it worked out pretty well. So now that I killed that guy with the grenade, now you can see that Fire is actually watching the backside. And long and behold, here's the freaking disruptor trying to get away, but he can't get away because Fire was actually covering the backside flank and ends up killing him. And then the scout is alone inside the building. He doesn't have a gun to compete, and then he ends up getting killed, and that's the end of the first round. So moving on to the next round, we're going to basically do the same thing. We're going to go through the fields, but the only difference in this one, and this is kind of what happens when the enemy gets a little camp happy and also when you're marked, and this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. So basically they tried to doing the same exact thing to us. So they were going to come through the fields, but what they're doing is kind of staying a little bit back in their spawn. So right now I'm marked. If I was to peek out a little bit to my left and I had that mark, all the enemy would have to do is gun me down and shoot me through that line of sight right there. So I didn't push, I stayed behind covered, and I waited until the drone went out because the drone constantly marks me. And I know that these guys are peeking inside the fields and they're aiming down this line of sight right here because the drone was specifically focusing me and trying to make sure that I made a move so the enemy can gun me down, but I didn't give them that choice. So what we do here, obviously you guys saw last round they like to camp that green building. So what we did is we actually ended up shifting back towards town. Now, I like going through the fields, and usually we always do. But when it comes to this situation, if we're to go on the outside of the fields here and come behind them, we would be completely exposed here, and we have no cover whatsoever. The only cover that we have is like the grass with our ghillie suits and everything, but once you get marked, that pretty much is null and void. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel back into the town, and we're going to try to tag, play hide and go seek with the recon tower. And as you guys see, I'm going to scoot it up just a little bit so we can get kind of to the point. So we ended up playing peekaboo with the recon tower. Same exact thing. If the guy peeks me from the greenhouse, Saiyan's going to kill him, but they actually end up missing all their shots. Saiyan picks up a kill, and then they end up getting marked. And once again, these guys enable themselves to get trapped in a corner, and you never, ever, ever want yourself to get trapped in a corner like this. And once again, we surround them completely, and they have nowhere to go except backwards. And the tech literally runs right towards me. If I didn't have such shit aim, I probably would have killed him. I actually think I do kill him. But it's really important not to get trapped in the corner of the map, and you see how effective that quick hands is. I kill this guy, and then the last one is the adrenaline point man. There is no reason you should push a point man on adrenaline if he's the last one alive. I know he's the last one alive, he might be marked and all that stuff, but if you don't need to push him, if you don't need to challenge him, there's no reason to. I get kind of antsy right here, and I actually think I die right here. I'm not 100% sure. But it's really important that you don't challenge a point man or any operator when they're on adrenaline, when they're the last one alive, unless you're sure you're going to get the kill. But that's pretty much how you play Farmtown. If you guys want to listen back to the full gameplay yourselves. I'll leave it linked down in the description below. But basically, to sum up the story, you know, try to take whatever route you want, but I recommend going through the fields. Send a drone up to kind of, you know, guide your way through the fields in the beginning as such. Like, I'll go back into the intro clip and kind of show you exactly what I'm talking about. Like, as we go through the fields, we have the scout drone. He stops a little bit back. He sends a scout drone, and he's going to look all in front of us. And if anybody is here, he's going to mark them, and all we have to do is shoot at the marks. And I'll put a clip right here of us actually doing that, and it's really, really effective, I'm telling you. And same thing for the other side. And if nobody's there, then you continue to flank around. You come back towards middle, maybe go for the tower, or try to surround the guys that are in middle map, kind of get around this flank right here, and you're golden. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.